been asked to make an introduction. What I have collected. There's the young lady. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Bonnie. I wish to introduce Miss Bonnie. She has some very important things to say before you here today, and it is my distinct honor to be the thorn between two roses.
Work it, Chris, work it.
Well, I never thought I'd be introduced by President Roosevelt. Although I am the oldest member of the Congressman's staff. I'm the closest one to collecting Social Security someday. So as most of us here today and in this country, we have a vested interest and a concern about the debate that's happening. On behalf, Melissa is here with me from Congresswoman Hochul's office. I work for Congressman Higgins, and on behalf of our two fighters from Western New York and D.C., I bring their greetings and their appreciation for your efforts, your hard work, and your sense of history and justice, and the support that you represent across the state and across this country. On their behalf, they have submitted a letter to Citizens Action of New York. Just a bit of it that I wanted to read. As the President said, that Social Security has provided our nation's seniors with financial security in their later years. For 4.5 decades, Medicare has provided 47 million seniors and disabled Americans and over 460,000 Medicare beneficiaries right here in Western New York with comprehensive health care coverage. Without access to the services and benefits offered by Medicare, many Americans would be unable to receive the medical treatment, doctor's visits, and prescription drugs that they need. We all know that need is no less today than it was when the program started. The need will only be greater. The fight must only be louder and stronger. Solutions must be found. And Congresswoman Hochul and Congressman Higgins are part of those solutions. Thank you so much for inviting us to be a part of this today and to represent you in Washington, D.C. and here in Western New York. Thank you.
Alright, well, my name is Cliff Cawthon. I'm a recent graduate from Buffalo State College with a bachelor's in politics, or rather political science and philosophy, and also I'm a prospective graduate student. And as my sign says, we're here for jobs, justice, and education. And I'm proud to say I am a millennial. The generation that President Roosevelt, by the way, very nice, sir.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you were there. Or I'm glad you were there. Anyway, I'm part of the generation that right now faces an official unemployment rate, not of 9%, but of 16%. Many of us have given up looking for work. Many of us are in living arrangements which are putting us to the brink of homelessness and facing very dire economic situations. And we are currently in a political situation which our representatives, forgive me, many of them, actually the great majority of them are selling us out. Many of them are supporting tax cuts for very wealthy people and corporations that quite frankly don't need them, and those that we should nationalize or completely tax out of their wealth and largesse. So I was brought here today by my friends in Citizen Action to read a statement by Representative Slaughter, a very progressive, very accomplished senator from this area, specifically Niagara Falls and Fairport. Also, I would like to say one thing to Representative Slaughter, Representative Higgins, Representative Hochul, as well as all of you guys, that while we're here pressing for these reforms like the great President Roosevelt did back in the day, we should remember that reforms only go a long way, because I am also part of the generation that is currently using new tactics and strategies to inspire what they call real democracy. From Bahrain to Cairo to Spain to Portugal, Greece, Italy, the United Kingdom, as well as here in the United States, we're pressing for a fairer deal, a better deal, a deal of our design, not just a deal designed by representatives or what Wall Street will give us. So, Louis Slaughter said this: "Dear Ms. Shreff, thank you for inviting me to be a part of Citizen Action's rally in Buffalo. I wish I could be here and participate in person. Protecting America's social safety nets is of the utmost importance, and I commend the Restoring the American Promise campaign and everyone here today for your diligent work towards that end. As you know, the President and Congress are currently engaging in important negotiations to raise our nation's debt ceiling. As a nation, we must not default on past debt, which is what we will do if we do not lift our debt ceiling. We have obligations to pay our bills, and like all responsible Americans, especially ones here, the federal government must live up to these obligations. However, I do not support the attempts to cut benefits in Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid as a part of a quid pro quo to paying our nation's bills. Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid are a covenant that we have made with every American. Seniors and our nation's poor did not cause our deficit. They should not be asked to solve a problem they did not create. We have been spending at least $12 billion a month in Iraq and Afghanistan, and just extended the unpaid for Bush tax cuts. If we want to stop wasteful spending, the global war on terror, as well as greed for the wealthiest of us in the United States of America, reducing that is where we should start. On July 8th, I joined 60 of my House colleagues in writing to the President of the United States, urging him to take cuts in Social Security, or urging him to take cuts in Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid off the negotiating table. I believe President Obama shares my desire to protect the benefits of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid recipients. Just a few weekends ago, I celebrated the 45th anniversary, of the signing of Medicare into law at the Greece Community and Senior Center with Western New York's newest member of Congress, Kathy Hochul. We spent part of the afternoon speaking with seniors and explaining the real threat of Medicare being ended as we know it. The promise of Medicare is a sensible promise made and honored between citizens and their government. It has become the most successful anti-poverty and healthcare program ever. Before Medicare was created, 44% of America's seniors had no health insurance. Now 40 million seniors are enrolled in Medicare. 40% of those 65 and older lived at or below the poverty level. Maine pushed it into it by medical costs. Now the poverty rate for seniors is 10%, and seniors have greater health and financial security. Life expectancy was 70.2 years. Now life expectancy for Americans is 78.2. I believe that if you work hard and pay into the system, you should be able to retire with stability, economic security, and peace of mind. I will continue to stand up with a loud chorus of my constituents, like the many of you assembled here today, to protect Medicare along with Medicaid and Social Security, upon which millions of Americans rely. Thank you to all the groups supporting the Restoring America Promise campaign for organizing this rally and bringing much needed attention to this issue. And thank you for your steadfast support of my work on your behalf in Washington.